Welcome back to another edition of Ask Pastor Keith. Our question today is very important for certain people in our congregation. It is, will we see our pets in heaven?
That is an interesting question, and the Bible doesn't say this way or that way. But there are some things that we need to clear out in that question. First of all, Bible talks about new heaven and new earth, which means heaven and earth is a idiom that expresses everything, and the new is not chronological word. It's not against old. New means that hasn't existed before. So God is promising us new heaven and new everything that has not existed before. Let me say that again. Existed before. Now, therefore, heaven is a spiritual abode, and we will have entirely different existence. New heaven and new earth, that is. And we, as people, we receive new body, new spiritual body, and a celestial body, if you want to call that, because our spirit lives on. However, animals are not given the spirit, and they are sometimes soulish animal, meaning they can actually resonate some of our emotions, but not much beyond that. So God has created our relationship with our pets. So when we pet our dog per se, there's an endorphin release in our brain and feel pleasurable and all that kind of stuff. And there is that kind of symbiotic relationship and so forth. And because of that, we are attached to our pets. Bible talks about very little about what heaven and earth will be like. In that it says, Isaiah, there is wolves and lambs stay together, and the child will put his hand in the viper's hole, and things like that, and things of a harmonious existence of that. And you cannot really take that as there will be animals in new heaven and new earth. But at the same time, you cannot discount that altogether either. It's just talking about shalom, the balanced and coexistence in new heaven and new earth. There are a few descriptions of heaven in Ezekiel and Revelations and so forth. But it doesn't center on other things, but river of God and all that kind of things. And it is not outside of imagination that God will create something of plants and animals that we can relate to and have a relationship with in new heaven and new earth. So with a long answer, I would say, yes, there will be some animals and plants alike, new types, because we will have new bodies as well. At the same time, would our pet be transferred into heaven? That question, I don't think so, because we can be transferred because we have the spirit, we are a spiritual being, but animals are not. So unfortunately, I don't think we'll see same, Fido up there, but I think there will be different animals and for us to enjoy. But that's, you cannot be dogmatic about this because Bible doesn't say directly about it. Bible is basically salvation history, right? So that's it.
Thank you, Pastor Keith. Join us again for another edition of Ask Pastor Keith.